In this video, I'll demonstrate a few examples of solving rational equations that lead to quadratic equations. Recall that to solve a rational equation, we need to multiply each side of the equation by the least common denominator, carefully thinking about the values that are restrictions on the variable. The first equation is 6 divided by the quantity x plus 4 plus 1 equals 4 divided by x. The denominators cannot be factored any further. Therefore, the least common denominator is a product of those two denominators, x times x plus 4. The restricted values are the values that make each of these expressions 0, and that would be when x is 0, or when x plus 4 is 0, or at x equals negative 4. Therefore, x cannot be 0 or negative 4. Multiplying each side by the LCD, we get 6 divided by x plus 4 times x plus 4 plus 1 times x plus 4 is equal to 4 divided by x times x plus 4. Dividing out the common factors, we have just 6x remaining from the first product. In the second expression, 1x times x plus 4 simplifies to be x squared plus 4x. And then this is equal to the x's divide out, and we're left with 4 times x plus 4, or 4x plus 16. Combining like terms, we get x squared plus 10x is equal to 4x plus 16. And notice this is a quadratic equation. Because of the exponent of 2 on the x variable, we need to set this equation to 0 and solve by factoring. Subtract 4x and 16 from each side. Therefore, we get x squared 10x minus 4x is plus 6x minus 16 is equal to 0. Factoring this trinomial, x squared factors as x and x. The factors of negative 16, whose sum is positive 6, would be plus 8 and minus 2. Set each of these to 0 to get x plus 8 equals 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, we get x is equal to negative 8, or x is equal to 2. Neither of these numbers is a restriction. Therefore, the solution set consists of negative 8 and 2. The next equation is x plus 1 equals 72 divided by x. The least common denominator for this equation is just simply x, and the restriction is that x cannot equal 0. Multiplying each side by x, we get x times x plus 1 on the left is equal to 72 divided by x times x. On the left, we get x squared plus x is equal to just 72, since the x's divide out. This again is a quadratic equation. We set to 0 by subtracting 72. This gives us x squared plus x minus 72 is equal to 0. This trinomial factors. We need an x to get x squared. The factors of negative 72, whose sum is positive 1, will be a negative 8 plus 9. Now we can set each of these equal to 0 to get x minus 8 equals 0, or x plus 9 is equal to 0. Solving, we get x is equal to 8, or x is equal to negative 9. And neither of these is a restriction on the variable. Therefore, our solution set consists of negative 9 and 8. This third equation is x divided by x minus 2 plus 1 divided by x minus 4 equals 2 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 8. Again, it would be a great idea if you want to pause the video and try to work this one on your own, and then resume it when you're done. Okay, so to start this, we need to factor x squared minus 6x plus 8, which factors as, no surprise, x minus 2 times x minus 4. The least common denominator is that product, x minus 2 times x minus 4. The restrictions are the values that make the denominator 0, which would be at 2 and 4, so x cannot be 2 or 4. Multiply each side by the LCD, or equivalent to multiplying each term by the LCD. So we have x divided by x minus 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 4 plus 1 divided by x minus 4 times x minus 2 times x minus 4 is equal to 2 divided by x minus 2 times x minus 4 times x minus 2 times x minus 4. Dividing out the common factors, for the first term we have x times x minus 4. For the middle term, the x minus 4's divide out, and we get just 1 times x minus 2, or just x minus 2. And then on the right, both factors in the denominator divide out to get 2. Distributing, we have x squared minus 4x plus x minus 2 is equal to 2. Combining like terms, we get x squared, then minus 4x plus x is minus 3x, minus 2 equals 2. Again, noticing that this is a quadratic equation, we must set one side equal to 0 by subtracting 2 from each side. Therefore, we get x squared minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. And then we want to factor. Factors of x squared are x and x. And the factors of negative 4, whose sum is negative 3, would be minus 4 and plus 1. Setting each of these to 0, we get x minus 4 is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. X is equal to 4, or x is equal to negative 1. Now when we check, notice that x equals 4 is actually one of our restricted values because it makes one of the denominators 0. We have to discard the x equals 4, and the only permitted solution is negative 1. Therefore, our solution set consists of negative 1. And if you're asked to enter, like, what is the extraneous solution, then the extraneous solution would be 4.